Hi, guys. This is Peter Hafner, certified financial planner and certified financial fiduciary. And today we're going to talk about financial challenge number 2, which is the number one fear Americans have as they get close to retiring, which is the fear of running out of money. And I've been doing this for just about 35 years now. And what's funny is even though all the various people we worked with, they're all unique, they're all individuals, they're all different. But when it comes to retirement planning, they fall into 3 different categories. What do I mean by that? Well, when people start working with us, they tend to have all the money they're going to have for the rest of their life. It's not like people are getting lots more money after they retire. Generally, what they got is what they got. And we got to figure out how to make that last for the rest of their lives. And then some people are going to retire sooner and some people are going to retire later. But do you know what everyone has in common? An expiration date, right? No one gets out of here alive, as Jim Morrison once said. So the key to creating a successful retirement or financial plan is, one of the most important things is, we got to make sure the money lasts at least as long as you do. And what I find is, as I say, people fall into 3 different categories, and we call these the curves of retirement. And the first curve is not good. We call this the red curve of retirement. And if you're on this curve, I want you to think about this like red flashing lights. And what we see here is these people, they start retirement with a certain amount of money, but they run out of money well before where we expect they're going to run out of life. So anyone looking at this can see this is a problem, right? You do not want to be on the red curve of retirement. But if you're worried you're on the red curve of retirement, it's even more important for you that you do a financial plan, that you take the time to look at this and see where you're at. Because many people who are worried they're on the red curve of retirement, they're not. They're just worried about it for no reason. But if you are on the red curve, if this is what you find out when you do a retirement plan, what we do when we're working with these people is we work with you to figure out how to improve your situation as much as we possibly can. So we're going to work with you to figure out, maybe if you save more, maybe if you spend less, maybe if you delay retirement a little bit longer, or maybe if you do a combination of these things, maybe we can stretch that red curve out so that your assets can last longer than we're projecting your life expectancy to be. That's what we do with you if you're on the red curve of retirement. Now, sometimes people are worried they're on the red curve of retirement, but they're actually on what we call the green curve of retirement. And you see what's going on here? People on the green curve, they're spending relative to the assets they've got at the beginning of retirement is so low that their assets continue to grow over their lifetime. And in fact, if you're on the green curve of retirement, what we're projecting is you're going to have more money at the end of your life than you had at the beginning of your retirement. And this isn't bad, right? This isn't a terrible problem like the red curve is, but does anyone see anything wrong with this? Does anyone see maybe a deficiency if you're on the green curve? What I see is maybe, and not for everyone, but maybe if you're on the green curve of retirement, maybe what's going on is you're missing out on some opportunities. Because once you know you're on a green curve, you know what that does for you? It allows you the opportunity to spend more money, especially earlier in retirement, when you're feeling good, you're younger, you've got more energy, and you can do more. It allows you to spend more without worry about running out of money. So that's one of the advantages for doing a retirement plan and finding you're on a green curve of retirement. It can put you in a position where maybe you can do more and have more fun while you're younger and have more energy and are able to take advantage of it. Now, I said there were 3 curves, and the last curve is the blue curve. And I think the blue curve is the ideal curve for someone to be on as they enter retirement. And what the blue curve shows is your assets grow. Even though you're spending money and you're retired, your assets are growing until about the midpoint of retirement. And then once you get past about the midpoint of retirement, now you're dipping into your principal. Now you're spending down your principal. But unlike the red curve where you're spending it down so fast and so aggressively, you're likely to run out of money before you run out of lifetime. You probably don't have to worry about running out of money before you're in danger of running out of lifetime. So if you're on a green curve, what we can do for you is we can maybe think about how much more spending can we fit into your plan so that we can bend that green curve into a blue curve. And in fact, I had a couple of clients and they thought they were on a red curve, but when we did the financial planning, they found out they were on a green curve. So what they started doing is taking their extended family down to Disney and spending a week or two at the resort every few years and paid for the whole trip. They paid for the flights for their kids and their grandkids to come down. They paid for the hotels. They paid for everything. And they were able to do this because they knew they could afford it without worrying about running out of money. Just imagine all the memories they were able to build with their grandchildren and their children in their later years. So this is the kind of possibility that could be open for you if you were able to take the time and put a plan in place, get a plan put down in writing on paper. So when we come back together for our next video, what we're going to talk about is inflation and how not to get stuck on a fixed income. And if you're liking these videos and finding them useful, please feel free to share them with your friends and family. Subscribe, click the bell so you know when we put up new videos. And more than anything else, I hope you guys have a great day today.